my Hawaiian shirt on because I'm going to Hawaii.
You're going to Hawaii. This is your first time going
Yeah,
there?
yeah, it's pretty far.
It's not that nice, man. I wouldn't go.
Really? I'd rather go to Mexico. I really would, but I like Mexico. It's close.
No, Hawaii is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So first
The
go out to
Caribbean's my
LA
favorite.
to visit you guys, and we're gonna go to Hawaii.
You're coming to LA for like a week, right?
Yeah, few days.
You see all the you can see all the homeless. It's
Yeah, I
beautiful.
mean, I'll take one of them with me.
Take, yeah, you can go to Hawaii. Take them on a trip.
So all right, so this week we wanted to talk about a couple things so pretty cool new feature in the EnGenius Cloud that you can do wireless packet capture now.
Yeah, we just added that I'm gonna say last Thursday
Yeah,
was when it was added.
that's pretty big because you could always do wired packet capture with Wireshark pretty easily, right? You just plug it into a port and you span the port or mirror the port,
Yeah,
and you can pretty much pull up whatever traffic that you have on the port that you have mirrored, right? So that's pretty
yeah,
easy. Or you could even put like an old school hub in there, and just plug into the hub, and you could see all traffic on that hub, right? Because
yeah,
there's just one broadcast domain. But with Wi-Fi, it's a little more difficult. You have to actually have a piece of hardware that can go into promiscuous mode and be able to see everything. And it's pretty easy for Mac. You can use Wireshark on a Mac without any additional hardware and do Wi-Fi packet capture. But on a PC, you need like a specialized piece of hardware. Usually, it's called an Air PCAP NX.
hmm
And it's like $700, so not a lot of people
That's
have
by
it.
MetaGeek, right?
No, it's another company that makes it. I think MetaGeek sells it because it works along with their packet capture tools,
Hmm.
but it also works with Wireshark.
Oh, okay.
But if you don't have something like that, you won't see the entire packet when you're sniffing wirelessly on a PC.
Yeah.
So being able to do that in the EnGenius Cloud, I just did it real quick, and basically you start capture on a certain access point, and it
Yep.
captures all the traffic. It'll see broadcasts from other APs, and everything, and then it downloads it into a PCAP file right in your browser, and then you can just
Yep.
open Wireshark and analyze it. So that's a really powerful tool that you're putting in everyone's hands now.
Yeah. 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 Now we have. No, you can do that on the wired interface and also on the wireless interface,
Yeah.
which is really nice.
And it's doing it
And
remotely too, so you're not even on site while it's doing this.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, whoever runs the capture, you're getting that file. You can then analyze that file, right? So,
Right.
um, I think you can run it up to 60 seconds. I haven't tried it beyond 60 seconds. I need to try it beyond 60 seconds, but I think it's up to 60 seconds, which is a lot of data.
Yeah, and I mean, I saw that you could set a filter when you're capturing, so you can set a capture filter also on the cloud, so you can
Yeah,
limit that data down to one, source and destination or protocol or something like that.
yeah,
So you can do that during the capture. That's good. So there's a capture filter, and then you can set a display filter in Wireshark to look at what stream that you're looking to decode. Now we were talking a little bit like in the old days, you know network engineers would go out to diagnose a problem. They'd plug a sniffer in, and it was like a big box. It was like one of those portable PCs,
yeah,
those before the laptop, and they stuck around a long time because it was like a dedicated device.
yeah,
So it looked like one of those suitcase PCs with a CRT tube, and it was like this big. But you'd plug it in, and early on nothing was encrypted, so you could see everything, right? So
yeah.
if you went to a company, you plugged it in, you would see like emails flying back and forth, and HR databases. Everything was just in the clear.
Yeah, you
Um,
would see the content of the email, for example, right?
yeah, and that's before Wireshark was out, and anyone could
Yeah,
just go and do that with a hub, right? Like you would need a specialized like network general sniffer device that's tens of thousands of dollars to do it.
yeah. I was going to ask you like the cost range of that
Yeah, I
thing,
mean it's
right?
probably in the tens of thousands back then. So they weren't so worried about wireline encryption. There was no wireless, so it wasn't a
Yeah.
big deal. But now, when you're doing a sniff like this, everything now is pretty much encrypted. All web traffic is SSL. All email is pretty much, most people use Gmail now. If you're using Outlook or something like that, it's encrypted too. Like I'm using Secure Pop and SMTP for email.
Yep.
So pretty much everything is encrypted. Maybe like even like you don't even do Telnet anymore. Really, you use SSH only, which is encrypted. FTP. Some people still use unencrypted FTP, I guess. So there's some things that you could see still.
Yeah.
But with Wi-Fi, what you're really looking for, I think, is like you're looking for like the headers and the packet to see like what the capabilities are. Like you can see, what the capabilities of the client device is, what the negotiated rate is, and things like that.
Yeah.
Signal and noise, you can see all that in the Wi-Fi packet header.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an advanced tool that we have added. And I should say that the tool applies to all the Wi-Fi 6 access points.
Okay.
Except for the ECW215, which is that wall plate access point. So
right. It's probably because the memory located
memory.
on the.
You can
on
see the CPU usage going up, when you're running something like that. So, those particular devices have the CPU power, the memory, so
buffer to hold the capture.
Yep, it's all on those particular devices.
Yeah, so I'll look into the packet capture. I'll do some more videos and some blog posts about like what you can pull out of the Wi-Fi packet captures. Another a good trick is to show voice over IP traffic. So if you have a voice over IP SIP phone, that's not encrypted usually. So that's usually in the clear. And you can basically use Wireshark to take a capture and then play back the audio using, it has like display filters in there or it's called, it's called follow. So it follows the packet and it will decode it. So it'll decode it and then you can play back the audio. So that's one thing that's still in the clear.
That's interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we ran across... it was a voice over IP issue that we ran into with an ISP that wanted to be able to packet capture on the switch side, and that's why we have packet capturing on the switch side as well.
Yes.
So now we've added a lot of remote type of tools for like MSPs, for example, to be able to use. So. Yeah,
that's awesome. I think a lot of people will find this very, very interesting. And again, you don't need to buy you just buy an access point. You don't need to buy like a specialized adapter.
Yep.
Or any other tools besides the free Wireshark that you can use to decode it.
Yep.
We'll get into that some more. Then I wanted to talk about there's a new switch out. It's not really new, but it is new. It is kind of new, right?
It is new, yeah.
It is new. So the ECS2510P.
$499 price point, MSRP price point.
Exactly. And it's replacing the ECS2512P? FP.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. It's not a direct replacement, but so the ECS2512FP is multi-gig PoE++, but it has 4 SFP plus ports, whereas the ECS2510 is multi-gig PoE+, but it has 2 SFP plus ports on it.
Right. So it's MSRP is $499, so it's quite a bit less than the 2512. So anybody that was using the 2512 or wanted multi-gig switches, I mean the 2510 is a no-brainer. So just the difference in MSRP on the 2512 MSRP was $749 versus $499 for the 2510 FP.
It's major.
And the only difference is you get 2 less SFP plus ports. So so this is like a new price point, I think, for a multi-gig PoE++ switch.
Yeah, we saw the need for multi-gig 8 ports Not necessarily needing the 4 SFP plus configuration, but we still wanted to be able to provide SFP plus, right? So that's why we have that configuration. But yeah, it's a very attractive price point for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, anyone that's using Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 6E, like the ECW230 or the ECW336, should probably think about using the ECS2510FP.
Yes, for
And
sure.
if you do need more SFP plus ports, we have a new fiber aggregate switch too now. That you
Yes, yep,
can
a 12 port, right?
yeah, so that would go along good with this switch if you needed additional fiber ports.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an aggregate switch that, it's rack. They're both rack mountable. That 12 port can expand to another switch on the same rack, so you can have two on a rack too. So that's another important piece to that fiber switch.
Yeah, so that and you could have still have redundant links even on the 2510 FP. It has two SFP plus ports, so you could put one into. You could have two separate fiber switches in the rack also, and put one into each. You could do a lot of things for redundancy.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so I also wanted to mention that the ENH500 kits are back in stock.
Yeah.
So they've been out for a while. They've been really popular. I mean, we've sold thousands of them over the years.
Yeah.
And there's some chip shortages here and there, and they're back in stock now. There is going to be a newer version coming out, 11AX Wi-Fi 6 version, right? But it's at a much higher price point. So anyone that was using the ENH500s for embedded, they're using signage and things like that where they
door access,
digital
signage, cameras, digital signage,
surveillance cameras is a big one too. They're still going to be fine with the ENH500, whereas the ENH500, the Wi-Fi 6 version, will be more for building to building, maybe for high speed links.
Yeah, higher speed. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Our initial testing, I'm not going to quote the numbers, but the initial testing was pretty surprising,
pretty insane
in a good way. Yeah, it was very fast. So it was
good.
It's something to look forward to. So
that'll be anyone that's using ENH500s, they're in stock, and you should probably go with those. But anyone that's looking to bridge buildings at high speed, maybe over a gigabit, we'll see. Then the new ENH500, what's it called?
I think it's the ENH500AX, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, ENH500AX. I think I have it. We don't. Do we have it?
Yeah, and while you're doing that, so next week we probably won't do this.
Yeah,
you'll
be out next week. So yeah, exactly. If anyone needs anything, let me know before Wednesday, before Monday.
Yeah,
before Monday. Let me know today if you need anything, and we'll get it out for you. But yeah, it's called the ENH500AX kit. Is the Wi-Fi 6 version, and those aren't available yet. Those are gonna be they're almost $100 more, over $100 more for those. Yeah. All right, Brian. Anything else you want to talk about?
Hey, next week I will have a channel webinar. I'll be talking about one of our major differentiators of cloud, which is license free. So I'll be talking about what is license free on that particular channel webinar. So that's the only thing I'd mention.
Awesome. All right, remember to like and subscribe. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and leave any questions in the comments.